Good afternoon. We start with breaking news. A grand jury has indicted one Denver police officer and cleared two others in a shooting this summer in LoDo.
The DPD has described it as officers trying to confront a suspect on a crowded street, then opening fire. They wounded the suspect, but also 6 bystanders. Officer Brandon Ramos now faces charges of assault, negligence, and reckless endangerment. And 9 News reporter Cole Sullivan's been covering this story since it all happened. Cole, that officer now turning himself in.
His attorney tells me Ramos will be booked this afternoon. This all started in LoDo as the bars let out early in the morning of July 17th. Officers say they were trying to talk to a man who punched someone and who they thought had a gun. Video shows when he pulled out the gun and threw it away, 3 officers fired. A warning, we're going to show you some of that video of the shooting. Here's why the grand jury says they decided to indict Ramos. This is his body camera footage. You can see he fires before he comes around the side, as he comes around the side of the silver SUV here. The grand jury says his decision to shoot twice was not legally justified because he knew there was a large crowd of people behind the suspect. The indictment says the other 2 officers who shot had clear shots and did not cause injuries to victims, including Angelica Ray.
I don't want him to sit there in jail for 50 years, but I do expect justice because, he hurt us. I'm still hurt to this day.
She says she is still in physical therapy because of the bullet to her leg. She says it took months before she was well enough to go back to work as a teacher. Other victims are also still recovering. DPD says Officer Ramos was on modified assignment, but he's now suspended without pay because of those felony charges. And we just heard from the police union. They say they respect the grand jury's indictment and the process, but believe this decision will hurt morale in the already understaffed department. The suspect police were trying to contact. He's still in jail awaiting a preliminary hearing, and he's due back in court a week from today. Right now, he's only facing a misdemeanor assault and some felony weapons charges.
Cole, there was a lot of video of this, from everything from cameras nearby to the body cam video. Not all of that was made public, I don't believe, but was all of that available to the grand jury?
The grand jury reviewed dozens and dozens of pieces of evidence. They say it took months for them to get to this decision. And it's important to note this is a first of its kind grand jury for the DA here in Denver. She said she would respect the decision, and now with this decision out, she has brought charges against the officer.
All right.
Thank you, Cole. In a statement, Denver Mayor Michael Hancock says he didn't expect this outcome from the grand jury. He said while the situation was unfortunate and the injuries regrettable, he says he's, quote, surprised to see the grand jury found the officer's actions involved criminal intent. He added police officers make split decisions every day, rooted in, he said, in keeping people safe. The mayor also said now that there is a criminal case, the city won't issue any other comment until it's concluded. More victims of the shooting are speaking out about the indictment. We're going to hear from them on 9 News at 5. And in the meantime, you can watch all of our coverage on this story on 9news.com.
We are still into day 2 of the vote to try to get a Speaker of the House, but no progress has been made today. In fact, the Republican Kevin McCarthy has actually lost some progress. One former vote in his favor, now instead voting present. 6 ballots now over 2 days have come and gone. No candidate getting that majority. So the House decided to adjourn this afternoon after that 6th vote. They'll be returning at 6 o'clock our time. We're going to have more on the chaos in the House. That's coming up at 4:30.
Colorado's Republican Congresswoman Lauren Boebert doesn't appear to be holding to her re-election pledge to, quote, bring the temperature down. She helped organize far-right Republicans against Kevin McCarthy as House Speaker, and today she pushed back against the former president backing him.
Let's stop with the campaign smears and tactics to get people to turn against us. Even having my favorite president call us and tell us we need to knock this off, I think it actually needs to be reversed. The president needs to tell Kevin McCarthy that, sir, you do not have the votes and it's time to withdraw.
Colorado Congressman Ken Buck, another Republican, called Boebert's group, quote, rebels, accusing them of not allowing an adjournment for party members to actually meet and talk. Granted, he did blame Democrats for doing the same thing. Over the series of votes yesterday and today, Boebert has supported Republicans Jim Jordan and Byron Donalds for the speakership, neither of which plan to go for the job in the first place. Congressman Buck has voted for Kevin McCarthy in the votes thus far, but says he's had conversations with him about when it might be time to step aside. We'll hear more from Congressman Buck at 4:30.
A little after 4 o'clock, take a look outside on this 4th of January, and that's a different look than we've had of late. A lot of blue sky and some sunshine. As a matter of fact, it just feels like the sun is closer today. Chris Bianchi is with us now. Am I correct? Is the sun just a little bit closer today?
Look at you, Tom. We've always talked about this in the newsroom. You are our emergency meteorologist here.
Well,
yeah, he is.
Actually, I heard you say it to someone else in the newsroom, so.
Today is perihelion. I'll actually have more on that coming up at 4:20, but today is actually the point where the Earth is at its closest point to the sun. I assure you, I am a lot more fun at bars. Meantime, lots of sunshine for us overhead here in the Denver area. Another kind of fun fact for today, today's our 7th straight day with at least an inch or more of snow on the ground. That's a little unusual for us here in the Denver area. It's our longest such streak in a year, the longest 1-inch plus streak on record for us here in Denver. That would be back in late 1982 through early 1983 when we had 63 straight days with at least an inch of snow on the ground. But we are starting to melt off some of that snowfall with some of that sunshine. It's clear but chilly for us tonight. Watch out for some patchy ice. We did see some melting out there today. That'll lead to some ice tonight. Some light mountain snow showers that do continue. Those will come to an end if they haven't already. And then more mountain snow on the way for us on your Friday. Mostly clear skies for us on HD Doppler radar. What you're seeing there, that's actually the fresh snowpack that's being picked up by the satellite into the mountains. Just some leftover, very light snowfall. Anything that we've got out here coming to a close within the next hour or two. So as I mentioned, as we head over the next couple of hours, we'll actually wake up to sunshine statewide for the first time in, goodness, I don't know how long. It's been a while since we've seen sunshine statewide here, but we do have that in store for us as we get into your Thursday morning. Temperatures right now on the chilly side, but these temperatures will get much warmer as we get into the weekend and early next week. I'll tell you how warm it gets coming up in my full forecast, Kim and Tom, in about 15 minutes, and I will have, I assure you, more on perihelion.
Well, I mean, I was just, as I often do, just staring at the sun, and it just seemed closer today.
Closer. How do you spell perihelion?
How do I spell it?
Yeah.
Crystal.
Oh, okay. I figure the para part I can get.
It is Perihelion. I had to think about that twice.
I can't spell out loud, so good under pressure. Thank you.
I can't believe you asked him that on live television.
I don't. I know. Me either. Well, I'm sorry. Forgive me, Chris.
Chris, we'll see you in just a few minutes with more on all the weather. Thanks. Damar Hamlin is showing some signs of improvement. That's according to a tweet from the Buffalo Bills today. He, of course, has been in intensive care since Monday night when he suffered cardiac arrest during that Bills football game with the Bengals. And the Bills say they expect Hamlin to remain in the ICU while his health care team continues to treat him. Hamlin has received an outpouring of support across the football world. All 32 NFL teams changed their Twitter profile pictures to this. Hamlin's number 3 with the words, "Pray for Damar." Today, Bengals head coach Zach Taylor talked a little bit about those emotional moments after his collapse on the field and his conversation with the Bills head coach, Sean McDermott.
And I won't disclose any of the private conversations Sean and I had except for this. When I got over there, the first thing he said was, "I need to be at the hospital tomorrow, and I shouldn't be coaching this game." And so that to me provides all the clarity, because there was no unprecedented is the word that gets thrown out a lot about this situation, because that's what it is. But in that moment, he really showed who he was, that all his focus was just on Damar and being there for him, being there for his family.
NFL suspended the Bills-Bengals game, and as of now, there is no news as to whether it will be or when it would be rescheduled.